Hi everyone, Coach Sullivan here from MJS Coaching Football. This is my 38th year coaching football. I've either been a defensive, offensive, or special teams coordinator as well as a head coach at both the collegiate and high school levels. In this presentation, I'd like to talk to you about one of our front variations in our 3-4 package. Okay, so this is what we call split, our split front. And so what that signifies is that we want the three technique on the split end side of the formation. So if you have a two tight end formation, you can't run the front effectively, although you possibly could. In another presentation, I'll give you some of those options, but it's a little bit harder for our guys to line up. But let's take it versus 21 personnel. Split front variation, we try to utilize whenever possible as a change-up versus two-back personnel, in this case 21. So again, the simple rule of thumb for alignment, the rover and the mic travel to the tight end, backer and dime go away from tight end. All right, boom, done. Okay, so that stays the same. The lizard rip is predicated on the two receiver side because it's a two-back, right? So in this case, it's a Liz and a left. That's why the rover and Mike are here on the left, and the field and the free are on the left as well. Boundary whip go away, dime back or go away from tight end, right? Again, boom, done. Keep everything the same, whether it's 11 personnel, okay, except the difference between 11 and 21 for the dime, he only worries about going away from the tight end. When it's 11 personnel, he goes to the lizard rip regardless of where the tight end is, okay? So in this particular diagram, the split side, or what we also call two-man surface, so the center is part of both surfaces. So here's the center, 1 2-man, 1 2 3-man, and again the center is always a part of both surfaces. So we want to essentially kick the front to the tight end. Okay, so on a left, the line would bump left. Okay, and the inside linebackers make sure that happens, as well as the dime. The dime remains in a 2-point stance, as does the rover. So we always, in our basic fronts, I'm not talking about a goal line situation. Only three guys with a hand on the ground are the stud, the nose, and the end in this case, the two DNs and the nose. Okay? So consequently, for alignment purposes, when we kick to the left in this case, the stud aligns his inside toe and the guard's outside toe. That's what we want. The dime, now depending on the situation, with TwoBack, we're going to have a different body in there, most likely, than the dime versus 11 personnel. This will be a bigger type of kid in all likelihood. Okay, we don't have many hybrids that we can keep on the field. In a 2-point stance, again, he will be inside toe to outside toe with the inside foot up. Okay, so now what happens with the stance, again, other presentations, but nonetheless, okay, the gap foot is back, the gap hand is down, so this would be right hand down, right foot back, okay? The nose, okay, in this case, since he's bumping left, his right toe is on the center's near toe, and again, he can get in a right or a left-handed stance. We don't mess around with the nose's stance too much. So in other words, it won't necessarily be left hand down here. The end, however, okay, right toe on tackle's left toe, left hand down, left foot back, because that's the gap. The rover now has to bump to a 9, inside toe, outside toe of the tight end. Not necessarily playing read the hat anymore, but he's got to make sure he gets hard friction on any down block from the tight end, which is what we see a lot of here. And you're still going to use the ass and ankle premise. His alignment keeps him outside the tight end. Okay. Still sky and less for run support. On the two-man surface, the backer, in this case, is still a 51 technique. The dime is a spill defender, playing the C gap hard. Over here, okay, for alignment, I'll get back to the backer's alignment. We teach our alignment, just look in front of you, right? Where's the open gap? And so the open gap here is the B gap, hence the 31. So same alignment as our 50 front, inside toe, guards outside toe, B split in the guard, and you got the gap right in front of you, dude. Okay? And as far as the back, when he's on the back side, the 1, it's the opposite A because the nose is already in the A. That's defined. So you don't have to worry necessarily about making the nose right. The alignment here is a little different. I know the shade is here on the outside. That's to signify the 3 technique. The backer gets in what we call an A split on the guard. So now his outside toe is on the guard's inside toe. Okay, so he's lined up right in the A gap. So when I'm standing behind in practice, I always say I want to see a body in every gap. So that puts a body in every gap. If we're lining up right using our toes and tangible landmarks, it's easy. Okay? In 2-back sets, our secondary moves up because this is a run first personnel grouping. So now the corners are 1x4, the safeties are 2x10. And honestly, if it's windy, rainy situation of the game and or tendencies teams in this hardly ever throw the football, we're going to move our safeties up to 8 yards. Okay, but you can't move them up too close unless we're talking goal line situation, because then you destroy the 3rd level integrity. They're not going to be as helpful if we have a breakaway. Okay, and then the last thing I want to talk about here is the adjustments versus wide receiver motion, MAC motion, right? Motion across, very, very simple. They make the rabbit call, that all stays the same. Okay, we're going to change from a Liz to a rip, yes. But now the corner checks cloud. It's automatic 2x2 single edge, just the same as in the 1-back situation. Now the safety moves up to 8 yards. And then if we want to stay in the split front, we just get 1x8 Ike over number 2. That's it. Okay. The other option, depending on game plans and what's happening, working, not working, remember, I always have a plan B. If they do motion across, you just check back to 50 base, detach your dime. He's still going to be 2x2, and he's still moving up, but now you can have 3/2 here. All right, but we're going to stay in our split front for this presentation, and that's the adjustment. Okay, simple as that. So as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at CoachMJSullivan@gmail.com, and I would love to talk football with you.